Hello everyone and welcome to another Star Wars The Old Republic video where we are doing a pretty epic pack opening. This video is going to be a 5 Dark vs. Light Hypercrate pack opening. Okay, so 5 of these Hypercrates will be opened. Now if I just did this normally, it would be a really long video and probably pretty boring, and so what I did was I only highlighted where I got a gold or a good item in general, and then I kind of fast forwarded so I have double the speed for just me opening this normal junk. And just to give you some backdrop in terms of why I'm even doing this video or what it took to make this video, the purpose of this video is basically to put Bioware's RNG to the test. So if someone actually paid, and this is approximately $240, that's what it would cost to buy 5 of these Hypercrates using your real money if you just went out and bought the Cartel Coins. You would have to pay around $240 and you would be able to get 5 of these Dark vs. Light Hypercrates. So what kind of items would you actually get out of them? What are the chances of getting some really good armor pieces like Revan Reborn, Satele Shan, Tula Core, that kind of stuff? And are you going to be getting a ton of junk? What's really going to happen? So this is putting Bioware's RNG to the test. And the second kind of main point is, what about the profit, right? How much profit are you really making from these packs? Because keep in mind, 5 Hypercrates is 150 packs, and so you can probably sell these on the GTN for upwards of 1 million credits. So minimum, you would make a minimum of 150 million credits just selling these Dark vs. Light packs on the GTN. So one question you might be asking is, should I just sell the individual packs, or is it better to open them? Will you make more profit? So you're going to see that also in this video, what types of items I get after opening 5 Hypercrates, and whether it's actually worth it to open them, or whether you would actually make more credits if you just went ahead and sold those packs on the GTN. To give you some backdrop in terms of how I came about getting 5 Dark vs. Light Hypercrates. Well, as you guys know, I have a YouTube channel, people use my referral link, and I used 12,600 Cartel Coins to buy 2 of these Dark vs. Light Hypercrates. The other 3 Hypercrates, I grinded for about a week and made as many credits as I could, and I spent everything I had made, which was 90+ million credits, and I went ahead on the GTN and bought these Dark vs. Light Hypercrates using the credits that I had made. How I made 90+ million credits? Well, what I did was, for about a week, we had those really good GTN sales. We had guild renames that were for 750 Cartel Coins, extra character slots, which are 300 Cartel Coins, and that sale is actually still going on, and then the outfit designer, which was only 60 Cartel Coins. So right when that sale happened, I bought a ton up using my referral link Cartel Coins. I threw them up on the GTN and I made a ton of credits. And after doing the math, it was a lot cheaper for me to buy these unlocks that were on sale, throw them up on the GTN, get those credits, and then use those credits to buy Dark vs. Light Hypercrates for 30+ million credits. And so if you guys notice on the Harbinger server, like for a little period of time, nobody was selling Dark vs. Light Hypercrates for above 30 million, and the reason was I had bought all of those up. And so the cheapest you could actually pick up after my little spending spree was like they were for 50 million credits a Hypercrate. And so I had kind of taken everything off the market, but I did end up spending 90+ million credits to do this, and I'm not too disappointed with the items I got out of it, and you'll see that later on that I did make many of those credits back. Yeah, so one other method I use, which I don't think is necessarily a bad thing, is I offer credits for referral link clicks. So if my YouTube channel is getting enough and I do need those extra Cartel Coins, I will jump on a character that I don't mind people ignoring, because when you do this, a lot of people who are annoyed by your putting your message in chat, they'll just ignore you, and you don't want to do that with a character that you actually play a lot, because you'll find that you're actually on the ignore list of a lot of people. However, anyways, I did go on to that character and I offered 1 million credits for referral link clicks, and I got a few of those, and I used those Cartel Coins to once again buy those unlocks and sell them on the GTN. So I was able to make 90+ million credits doing that, and I bought 3 more Dark vs. Light Hypercrates for a total of 5 of these. So I opened up 5 of these. Now, before we get into the actual opening of the packs, there are going to be 2 giveaways associated with this video. The first giveaway is just in the comment section, throw your character name, your server, and your faction, and I will choose a winner after about a week or 2 weeks of this video going up. Just at some point in the next few weeks, I will announce a winner, and that winner will get a Hypercrate of their choice. That is on the GTN at the moment the winner is announced, okay? Because I know a lot of these shipment 6 whatever cartel, or sorry, not shipment 6, that's just for this week, but there are just old shipment cartel packs being released, and if you do want like one of those Hypercrates, I won't be able to give it to you until the winner is actually announced, and so it'll actually be whatever's on the cartel market at that moment. But whatever, we can sort out the details later. The bottom line is, throw that information in the comment section and I will choose a winner in the next few weeks. The second giveaway is that in this video, at three different points of this video, I will put up the name of one of my characters on the Harbinger server. So this is just a kind of a smaller giveaway for those people who are super attentive. And the one name is going to be put up. And if you go ahead and find that name in the video, then you can send a mail to that character. That character will be on the Harbinger server on the Imperial side. So if you're not on that server, you can just create a level 1 character and send me a mail. And out of all the mails that I get on that character, I will choose one winner, and that one winner will get 5 Grand Chance Cubes. So it's kind of a smaller giveaway, and the reason I'm giving away Grand Chance Cubes is Grand Chance Cubes drop full armor sets and or obviously just a single mount or something or a weapon. And if you get something you want, then you can easily unlock that in your collections and use it on your servers, because not everyone participating in the giveaway will be playing on the Harbinger server. And so that's the reason I'm giving away Grand Chance Cubes instead of just normal cartel packs. I also have a ton of Grand Chance Cubes, so it's a little bit easier for me to just give those away very easily. Anyway, so those are the 2 giveaways associated with this video. If you have any questions, just pop them in the comment section. I'll be sure to answer them. But let's actually get on into the pack opening now. So if you see the video just sped up, that's just because I'm getting a bunch of junk and there's no need for me to go through that slowly. However, I will slow down the video and highlight when I get a really good item. And so right now I'm just floating through getting a bunch of silver items, and actually very early on I do get a ceremonial mystic body armor, and that's fine. I mean, those are common gold items. Just in general, gold items are pretty rare, but you'll find that after opening a lot of these packs, you will have a lot more ceremonial mystic stuff than you'll have actual good stuff like Sith Recluse or Tulak Horde. But we also did get a Temple Guardian upper body armor there, so that was pretty nice, getting some of this rare stuff. And you're going to see some really cool patterns happen in this video. See, another ceremonial mystic pops out of here. You're going to see some really cool patterns, which are definitely very interesting. And this is the first kind of interesting thing. I get a lot of gold items in a row. Like, look at this. Already 3 gold items in a row. Given 2 of them were ceremonial mystic, I did get the Cathar Honor Sword. And here comes another gold item, the Tulak Horde upper body armor. And I still think there's more gold items that come. Let's see. Yeah, no, just a silver thing. Yeah, okay, so that was kind of a streak of just gold items. So that's very interesting. You know, you go through a Hypercrate, you're opening packs, and you're getting a bunch of silver stuff, a lot of junk, and then suddenly just get 5 gold items in a row. And Zozan's Lower is the next gold item I get. So, in general, got a few junky gold stuff. I mean, sure, these gold decorations, they're okay. They'll sell for like 1 or 2 million. And even just in general, if you do get gold items, you don't necessarily want the lower, or for example here, Zozan Supplementary. Like, that's not going to sell for much in the GTN at all, because the Zozan armor set doesn't come with a headpiece. And no one really cares about getting the belt or the bracers. And so, just in general, you want to make sure you're getting some good gold items. The Tulak Horde Supplementary Body Armor is definitely one of those really good gold items, because that helmet will sell for a ton. And then obviously the Ceremonial Mystic Armor pieces, that's not too good either. You know, there's junk, like there's crystals, and then there's also gold junk. I'll be opening these packs 50 at a time, and then I'll be doing this little recap here, which shows you guys overall out of those first 50 packs what kind of items I got. And so just on the screen here, you'll see that I got 9 crystals. Of the silver body armor pieces, I got 2, and one of them was a Reavers. And I'm going to be pointing out when I get the Reaver stuff, because that's just on another level. Like, that's not the same as getting Kreia or Remulus Drapa or something, because Reavers will sell for, any part of the Reaver armor piece set will sell for like 5 or 6 times more than what another silver thing would sell for. So I'll be pointing that out as well. Anyway, so I got 2 upper body armors, one of them was a Reavers. I got 5 lower silver body armor. 5 supplementary, 2 of them were the Reavers, so that's pretty lucky. 6 silver mounts, 6 silver decorations, and 4 silver weapons. Then we'll go on into some of the better gold items that I got. So of the gold items, I got the Temple Guardian upper body armor, Satil Shan upper body armor, 2 Ceremonial Mystic lower body armors, 1 Ceremonial Mystic supplementary body armor, the Cathar Honor sword, the Tulog Horde upper and supplementary body armor, Zozan's lower and supplementary body armor, 1 gold decoration, and then Visas Mar supplementary body armor. So very interesting. As you guys can see, the Ceremonial Mystic was a lot more common than the other stuff. I got 3 of the same armor set. But what was definitely even more interesting was that I got Tulog Horde's upper and supplementary, and then Zozan's lower and supplementary. And this was a very interesting theory that was put in the comment section of one of my videos, which was that maybe if you get a certain armor piece, like for example I got Tulog Horde's upper body armor, then that actually increases the chances of getting other pieces of the Tulog Horde. So it increases your chances of getting the supplementary or the lower body armor, because the point of these Dark versus Light packs were always to help you complete armor sets. And so that was a very interesting theory. Maybe it's true, because I did end up getting Zozan's lower and supplementary as well in these 50 packs. So that's definitely a very interesting theory, but nonetheless, very, very good haul. I got a ton of really good gold stuff, and this was out of 50 packs, so not the normal Hypercrate, which only contains 30 packs. We got our first gold item. This is the Satil Shan supplementary, which some of you guys might be thinking, oh, that's a lucky one. Well, not really, but here's a good one. Sith Recluse supplementary body armor. Now that is awesome. Not as good as the upper body armor. The upper body armor you can get, many millions of credits, but with the supplementary, still pretty good. The Exiled Master's lower body armor is not too good at all, so that's unfortunate. Another gold armor, this is the Ceremonial Mystic lower body armor, so not a very good drop. Now, 2 things. Firstly, as you guys can see, this was another one of those gold streaks where I got a ton of gold items in a row, and here comes another one. Although this is not gold, this is actually platinum, so black and black dye module. Did end up getting at least 1 platinum item, which is good. I mean, after opening 5 Hypercrates, you would expect to get a few platinum items. However, so as you guys can see, I had another one of those streaks where opening up a ton of gold items in a row, so that was interesting. The second thing is, unfortunately, a lot of the gold items I was getting were very junky. I mean, when it comes to Satil Shan supplementary body armor, all that contains is the belt, and that belt sells for like 150 to 200k on the Harbinger, which is nothing for a gold armor piece. I got the Exiled Master's lower body armor, which is pretty terrible, and then as I was talking, you can see that I ended up getting a lot of Ceremonial Mystic stuff, which is even more terrible. However, the one good drop I did get was the Sith Recluse supplementary, and then the Zozan's upper, which I just showed on the screen that I ended up getting. That's a pretty good drop as well. So yeah, I guess that's one thing to keep in mind when you're opening these packs. Gold items are not out of the picture. You do get a ton of them. There's a pretty good chance of getting a lot of gold items on these packs. Unfortunately, the gold items that you end up getting are things like Ceremonial Mystic, Visas Mar is pretty common as well, and yeah, things like Exiled Master's lower and stuff like that. And that's all very unfortunate because that's very junky. I mean, like you'll get some silver pieces from this pack which actually sell for a lot more than some of the gold stuff. Like for example, Reavers, anything from the Reavers set will sell for more than the Ceremonial Mystic. So that's very interesting. Anyways, a summary of what I did end up getting is I got 10 crystals. Of the silver body armor pieces, I got 6 upper body armors, 2 of them were the Reavers, 6 lower, and 5 supplementary, 5 silver mounts, 5 silver decorations, and 5 silver weapons. And you'll see I'm following a pattern here. The numbers are actually pretty similar. Out of the 50 packs that I opened, you'll see that the number of crystals I'm getting, the number of silver decorations I'm getting, they tend to be pretty constant. With the gold stuff, I got Satil Shan supplementary, Sith Recluse supplementary, Exiled Master's lower, Ceremonial Mystic, 2 of the lower ones, 1 of the upper body armors, Zozan's upper body armor, and then a black and black dye module, which is the first, and I'll just say the only platinum item I do end up getting out of these packs. Now, yeah, this is one thing, as I was mentioning beforehand, a lot of junky stuff. Okay, the Satil Shan supplementary body armor just contains the belt, so it shouldn't even really be in an armor box, and it sells very, very poorly. Exiled Master's lower and the Ceremonial Mystic stuff does not sell for much at all. Some of the silver decorations that come out of this pack, as you guys can see, I got like 5 or something silver decorations. Some of those will sell for more than what some of these armor boxes sell for, even though they're gold rarity. So that's just, you know, a reference point, something to keep in mind. Alright, the final 50 packs. Now, for these final 50 packs, I actually don't get many gold items. So this is an example of when the gold items are just, the drop rate wasn't too good for these last 50 packs. Zozan's lower body armor. So I'd already actually filled up the set, which is very interesting. I ended up getting the whole Zozan's armor set. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of this kind of stuff because there's just very few gold items that come out of this in general. The Revenite Zealot, that's a pretty good decoration, but just in general, people aren't willing to pay like 5-6 million credits for decorations. Just in general, even though they're gold rarity, they drop very low on the GTN. Same with this Crystal Essence and stuff. But on the other hand, people are willing to pay millions of credits for armor pieces because, you know, obviously customizing their characters means a lot. And so just in general, it's better to get them. Now, the Volatile Conqueror Saber, this was an awesome drop. I mean, that sells for like 15 million on the Harbinger server. And I know it sells for like 20 to 25 million. It's just the market's pretty flooded right now. And so that was awesome. So I got both the Cathar Honor Sword and the Volatile Conqueror Saber from these packs, which is very lucky. More Ceremonial Mystic stuff. But keep in mind, like things like the Volatile Conqueror's double-bladed saber, that's an example of a gold weapon, very rare. There aren't many on the GTN, but they have dropped to like 2.5 to 2 million credits on the Harbinger server. So you could get like a Visas Mar supplementary and sell that for more than what you could sell the Volatile Conqueror Saber Staff for. And so that's something to keep in mind. I mean, I did get lucky with those drops, getting the Cathar Honor Sword, the Volatile Conqueror Saber. That's much better than getting any other real gold item from these packs. So I was very lucky. Alright, so we are done. That is 5 Dark versus Light Hypercrates. That is the haul. $240 worth of items really is what it is. And I can't say I didn't get good stuff. I got amazing stuff. As you guys can see, the Black and Black Die module, the Cathar Honor Sword, those are all really good drops. As I was mentioning, you know, getting the Cathar Honor Sword and getting the Volatile Conqueror Saber is a lot better than getting like the Volatile Conqueror Saber Staff, which would only sell for 3 million credits. So in that sense, I'm pretty lucky. On the other hand, I did get pretty unlucky with those second pack of 50 packs because I got a ton of junky gold stuff. So I was getting, you know, Exiled Master Lower, a lot of Ceremonial Mystic stuff. But that is one pattern that you can see here. You get gold items, that's not rare. What's rare is getting those good gold items. Ceremonial Mystic, Visas Mar, those are a lot more common when you're getting gold items than stuff like the Tulak Horde. Not a single Revan piece or a single Revan Reborn piece, which was very interesting. I expected that I would get at least a few, but I did get 150 Grand Chance Cubes, and that cannot be underestimated because 150 Grand Chance Cubes on the Harbinger server is a minimum of 45 million credits. So you know how I spent, I could have made 150 million credits selling these packs just on the GTN. I would have made that minimum. That's no question. Well, 50 million credits or so of that could have been made back just by the Grand Chance Cubes. So the question is, of the items I got from this pack, were they worth 100 billion credits? Well, before I answer that, let's quickly go through the haul. I got 13 silver crystals from my last 50 packs. Of the silver body armors, I got 4 upper, 4 lower, and 2 supplementary. None of them were Reavers, unfortunately. 3 silver mounts, 10 silver decorations, 8 silver weapons. And so this one had considerably more silver crystals, silver decorations, and silver weapons. And because I got so much silver stuff, unfortunately, that means I got very, very few gold stuff. I got Zozan's lower, Ceremonial Mystic upper, and 2 gold decorations. And those are not good gold items. Those are some of the crappier gold items you get out of these packs. But the one good thing I did get was the Volatile Conqueror Saber, which definitely saved this last 50 pack opening, because everything else wouldn't have sold for much, but that one does sell for like 15 million credits right now. And as I mentioned, the market's flooded now, so it should sell for considerably higher when the market's not so flooded. Anyways, as I was saying, did I make 100 million credits? Because just from the other items I got, and after doing some very rough calculations, most definitely. Like easily I made more than 100 million credits. With all that Tulok Horde stuff, the Cathar Honor Sword, the Volatile Conqueror Saber, even those junky gold items which I don't really like the Ceremonial Mystic stuff, that all adds up still. I mean, I got a ton of those, and even if I sell those for only like 300, 400k each, I'm still going to be making a ton because I got a ton of them, and so it adds up. Also, all of those other stuff I got, all those crystals, all those silver decorations, silver mounts, silver weapons, silver armor boxes, those all still sell for a decent amount of credits. For some of these upper body armor silver boxes like Kreia, Frida Nad, Remulus Drapa, you can still get like 300 to 400k each. And so once again, all of those just add up. Rough calculations, if I just sold the gold stuff I got, I would make around 110 to 120 million credits minimum. Okay, I'm really underestimating it here. What's 120 minimum? Plus then the 50 I get from the Grand Chance Cubes is 170 million credits. And so already I'm 20 million above what I would have gotten if I just sold these packs for 1 million credits each on the GTN. And then secondly, I'm not including all that silver stuff I got. And all that silver stuff is going to add up to millions upon millions of credits. And so in my opinion, guys, the RNG is really good with these packs. You get a ton of really good stuff, and obviously the more packs you open, the more good stuff you're going to get, or the chances of you getting really good things like the Sith Recluse or Revan armor pieces is very high. I have had instances myself where I've just opened a single pack or a Hypercrate, a single pack or a Super Crate, and I've gotten some really good stuff. Like once I just bought a random pack off the Cartel Market and I got Revan Supplementary, which gave me the mask and the sash, which was awesome. And so yeah, there are instances like that, but just in general, this has a very good drop rate of those really good items, and in my opinion, it is one of the best cartel packs to open in general. It's a lot of fun to open them, and you can make a ton of credits off of them. Anyway, so I have a lot of cartel coins left over, and I do giveaways and stuff, but I do a lot of pack openings, but I wanted to make a pack opening very epic, and so that's what I did with this video. I just wanted to make one of these really epic pack openings. I don't think there's a single video on YouTube where someone has even opened 5 Hypercrates. And guys, my next videos are going to be opening like 10 Hypercrates and stuff. And so it's going to get pretty insane with this. And it's because of those blowout sales. I mean, it really hurt spending like 95, 96 million credits buying those Hypercrates, because it took me a week of really hardcore selling on the GTN to make that. And I also had to dig into what was left of my fortune. I mean, I had like 40 million credits sitting on one of my characters, and now I'm pretty much broke, so I've got to start making some more credits. But on the other hand, I have a ton of these items to sell and stuff like that, and it hurt spending those many on those. But I have cartel coins from referral link clicks, and blowout sales are coming. And so my next video is probably going to be me opening the Plunderers packs, which are set to go on blowout sale next. And we'll be seeing, what's the RNG with that, what are the chances of getting that lightning weapon tuning, and stuff like that. And so it's going to be very interesting. But this is the opening of the 5 Dark vs Light Hypercrates. I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. I really hope you guys found it informative, and I will see you in the next one.